Welcome to the Choosing Happiness podcast with me, your host, Rudrani Devi, the Happiness Lady. In these conversations, we will be discussing an uncommon way to find joy in your life with weekly special guests. Did you know you could choose your happy? Won't you come and play and discover how these magical tools could work for you? Let's do this. Well, howdy, y'all. Rudrani Devi, the Happiness Lady. That's right, you got me here again. I even wrote the book about it. Choosing Happiness, an uncommon way to find joy in your life. Yes. And that was the incentive to create this here podcast, where I'm very happy to have a repeat offender today. That's right. She's been here before. She's coming back again. Actually, and again, this is her third time. Julie Tuton, thank you so very much for being the sparkle in our podcast today.
Well, sparkling is one of my things. I just love to sparkle, and I love to invite the sparkle out in other people as well. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely. She's a sparkle lady, and I'm the happiness lady. So Julie and I actually, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, girl. I think we actually met during COVID in a box. Is that right? Or have
No, we met in a swimming pool in Costa Rica. Do you remember?
That's right.
Was now it a 7-day? I think it was a 7-day or a CF training. One of the.
I think it was CF. And you know what, girl? That was my very first CF. Certified Facilitators, for those of you that don't follow our Access Consciousness acronyms. So, you know. But yeah, we did. We met in that little warm salt pool. And it was warm weather and everything was fab. But the drinks were cold. Drinks were nice. I do remember that.
I do. And I was like, who is this person? You were just like,
okay, you guys are on YouTube. It's pretty loud what I got going on today, too, so I don't know. And I just want to point out that the 80s are back. Check out these weird jeans. Do you remember this look?
I do.
It's back. Anyway, that's right. Now I remember. But I was meeting everybody for the first time then, so please don't take that personal. And you've been with Access for a very long time as a certified facilitator. I myself discovered Access in 2003, but I didn't actually leap in until 2011 when I became a bars and body processes facilitator. And then I avoided being a CF, but I had other more important things to do at the time. At least that's what I was a singer. I still am singer-songwriter and worked in film production. So I got to that point. I don't know what your story is, where I just felt like I wanted to dive in even further, and right voice was the incentive, because I wanted to be a right voice facilitator. And Gary Douglas, the founder of Access, y'all, was saying, you got to be a CF first. I can't just make you a right voice, because if I do it for you, I'll have to do it for everybody.
So, well, there you go. He got you. He heard you.
And yeah, and I've never left. What's your story, Morning Glory?
Well, my story is I found Access through my chiropractor, and he was a great chiropractor and did all kinds of cool California techniques. But when he added in the Access clearing statement, it just changed what was going on in my body, like instantly, without having to crack my neck or do anything or go into the emotional stuff that he used to do, this emotional release thing, but you'd have to like reverse through all the trauma.
Oh, you mean like tapping or all that stuff? Because I did all that too before.
Yes.
This magical clearing statement, y'all, go to www.theclearingstatement.com. It seemed a little freaky deaky, but it's like waving a magic wand, and it undoes all those places. It's subtle and not subtle, but it kind of undoes all the places where you've created stuckness, for whatever reason. Anyway, go on now.
Yeah, and you let go of whatever the points of view are. It clears the energy, and all of a sudden, if you have physical pain, it disappears like instantly. So that was really cool. And so I started going to he had clarity nights, and I did foundation. And then I met Gary and Dane because they came to town to do a couple of intros before they were doing, I think it was a sex class, sex and
Oh,
relationship.
when was
And it
this?
was
What year
part
was
two.
this?
This was 2003,
Oh, wow.
2004.
Access was very new then. It was only in 3 countries at that time, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so when I met Gary and Dane, I was like, oh, this is the energy. Because what the chiropractor had done is taken it and twisted it to make him look like he was so great, which
Oh,
he was awesome, but he
he
wasn't
got it to
quite
you.
empowering the
Gotcha.
people. And so it was him and like one other person in the area. And I was sharing it with my friends and bringing my friends to these people. And they were just like, I don't want to go to them. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to have to step up because this is too awesome
Right.
to not be able to share it with the world. So I never really wanted to choose to become
You're
a
like,
facilitator, but I was like, I have to do this.
isn't that
So there
funny?
you go.
That was the same way I was. I had people telling me, I would invite other facilitators to teach, and they'd be like, you know more than they do. Why aren't you teaching it? And I was like, because I don't want to. I
Yeah.
was like, it's crazy.
I'm like,
Now I
I'm an
understand.
artist. I don't.
Right. That's so funny. And now
Anyway,
you love it. You'd
all
never
the
get
I
it back.
don'ts. I mean, it is such a gift to actually choose to be a facilitator. It's one of the greatest things. It really is.
It is, and it's, not that I want to say it's a lot of work, but I mean, it is a commitment, y'all. There are so many prerequisites, and I'm grateful for those now because it gives us those tools to actually be able to facilitate with kindness. I'm going to put it that way because there are so many
Mhm.
people like that, like your chiropractor friend. I'm sure his intentions were really, well, I don't know what his intentions were, but the bottom line is I mean, because I can't leap into him and know exactly. Because some people,
Yeah.
they want to be the guru, or they want to be put on a pedestal, or this is the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, for me, I was always pulling in other people because I
Mhm.
was like, oh, you got to hear about this thing. It's changed my life, and I know it's not a one size fits all, but for those that can receive it, and then you're facilitating them, and you watch them get that sparkle. Because I mean, Gary Douglas has said it before many times. It's like, if you can change one person's life, you've done your job. And for him, it was Dr. Dane, who now you guys is the co-founder of Access Consciousness. Can't imagine y'all being the first to watch, but if you are, that's what's going on. And you can find a lot of freebies from both of those gentlemen on the YouTubes. So it starts with you with this chiropractor, then they come to do an intro before a sex and relationship class, which I'm sure none of y'all want to take. I did one of them, and then here you are today. So there's a lot of space between 2002 and 2024, which is where we are now, folks. January, if you're watching now or in the future. And
Yeah. So back then, the prerequisites were not very many to become a CF. So I did them. And I did every single class that they did here in the Bay Area. Plus, I also traveled to Houston, to Montreal, to like everywhere to
right,
take classes because it gave me so much more of myself that I
that
didn't even know I had.
that yeah,
And like my life just kept expanding and expanding. And I had a great life. I have my own business. We owned a house in San Francisco. I had 2 beautiful kids. I had a great marriage. And the more I expanded and woke up, the
hmm
more I started realizing that I had decided that we had a great relationship and it actually wasn't really working for me.
oh wow,
So even though he was in access classes, he wasn't necessarily choosing to use the tools. And so we grew apart, which was strange, but we had been together for 20 years and
oh wow.
yeah, it
What?
happens.
Yeah, there's seasons. I mean, I'm a relationship coach. That's part of what I do. And to me, there's seasons, and it isn't just in your primary relationships. It's in the jobs you
Right.
choose. It's in
Mhm.
You know, the people you meet. One season could simply be, you know, going on a weekend retreat and hanging out with some people that you never see again, you know, but
Yeah.
you share so much, you know, it's interesting. Huh.
And
So then,
even in my business that I've had for over 30 years, um, in the seasons, like I change and it changes and it changes and it changes. And we were like that in our relationship for a while. And then it was like we got to a stopping point where he didn't want to go any further and I kept wanting to go. And so you have to choose, like, are you going to hold yourself back for your relationship or are you going to move forward? And um, throughout the whole process, we did receive facilitation from Gary, from Dane, from other facilitators. And I did decide, okay, I'm going to stay back and make it work. And I contracted myself and really tried to be the good little mom and wife and all that for like another year. And then I couldn't do it anymore. It was
yeah,
so heavy. So we
we,
chose
we
to
call that, yeah,
split.
cutting your arms and legs off to fit into other
Yes.
people's realities when it's not working for you. And that's when you're not actually being willing to be all of who you truly be. And I mean, I just finished having this conversation on YouTube about being your voice in the world is sometimes the same as your actions or inactions. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you just weren't
Yeah.
willing. Well, you tried. You know, I'm going to give you the college try. You got another year. And then what happened?
And then like we were really good friends throughout the whole thing. We ran bars on each other when anything came up. And it was like so easy that Gary Douglas, founder of Access, said, you need to write a book about this and share
Awesome book.
what it is. So here it is.
Da-da-da-da. It's got a different cover. No, that's the same.
Yes, it's a new
Okay, yeah.
cover.
So that's, yeah, because I have the
Second
blue one.
edition. Yes. This is actually a painting I did. So,
It's a woman of many talents. The
yes,
beauty of the breakup, or is it the beauty of the breakup?
beauty in the
Beauty in
breakup.
the breakup. That's right. I've shared that with so many of my clients. I want you to know.
Oh,
My little
awesome.
affiliate link. And I did 2 calls towards the end of last year where I mentioned your book and we put it in the notes, in the show notes. Because I
Thank you.
really think it's a thank you for creating the book, you know?
I've used it myself. It's a really good guide. It's sort of a workbook or a map, like wherever you're at, if you're dealing with all these past stuff coming up. Sometimes you're overwhelmed by the stuff, the emotions, the thoughts, whatever. And you can go to that section and read 2 or 3 tools that you could use to get yourself out of it. So it's real specific on, how to help you in whatever situation you're in.
Okay, so for someone listening now, and they're saying, you make it sound so easy, but this person won't even listen to me. I'm trying, for us to be kind to each other and have a real conversation. What tool would you recommend? Or maybe there's a couple of tools from the book that you would recommend for them, to be able to get through this, with the nurturing of themselves as well, obviously, so that they don't cut their arms and legs off,
Yeah. I mean, I would say the first thing is that you have to choose for you and be kind to you. And if they don't want to change, okay, they're not wrong.
Right.
And so part of it is looking, getting up and really looking from their point of view at the situation as well as yours and recognizing, oh, wow, I guess they could see it that way. Mm-hmm. So they're not wrong. I'm not wrong. We just have different points of view. And if we can't come on the same page together, it's not working. So how can we separate with the greatest ease? And, somebody might want to fight, but if you don't fight back, the wind goes out of their sails.
I love when Gary says, you can't poke a marshmallow.
Right.
I've learned so much during COVID because I've had my mother here and I've had family come, and I don't know, evidently I get poked very easily. I was never around a lot when I would be there I would go to her house, be there a day and leave. So, I'm fine, whatever. But when they're here eating bonbons and, my house is getting destroyed and they're like, 6 or 7 days. I'm like, all the stuff. I had to finally go, okay, you know what? I'm going to speak up and say, you need to put your dish in the dishwasher. If you spill some crumbs, do you mind sweeping them up? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to go to bed now. And I found that once I was honoring myself, but being an allowance of them doing what they were doing, being that space of, okay, I am a neat freak. I'm a little ADD, ADHD, well, a lot actually. And, somebody would mess up a towel, girl, I kid you not, I go right behind them and fix it. And then I would say to them, okay, don't mind me. This is just, and I would tell them, like Netflix now does this monologue. And then he coughs and then looks up slightly. And I'm like, so then I'm actually dialoguing and going, it's just my ADD that makes me straighten the towel out. Please don't take it personally. And then I would go there and be like, oh my God. But after a couple of years of this, it's actually become kind of funny and lighthearted because I wasn't willing to not be me. I wasn't willing to not let people know where I stood on things, but I also wasn't in that space where I had to be right and I had to make them wrong. And I had to, do this fight thing that I was always doing. Hey, you're in my house. It's my way. You got to do things my way. So
it's funny. You don't get as angry when you honor yourself.
True. I mean, other people might get angry at first, but it's
they might, but you have a peace about it. So it's just so different. You can't think about what it's going to be like. You have to choose it, use the tool, interesting point of view. And also, I ask myself a lot, am I trying to be right here? And if I am, pock and pod.
Right. That's the clearing statement. That's the short version. So y'all go to the www.theclearingstatement.com. Do yourself a favor. It'll just magically wipe all that away. And it's true. I'm so much more relaxed now. And it's so funny. I have a lot of, gratitude towards my family now. It's so funny because I blew up once and now every time they come, what can I do to help? And then they really help because it's kind of my love language. And so for me being me, actually probably put in their world what they weren't even seeing to begin with, which is, this is not a hotel. It's like, honor my space. I'll honor you, but could you honor my space? And So it worked out really well. So by all means, we'll have the link for the book because you guys, even if you're not in a relationship, or this could even be the relationship with yourself, this book has amazing tools. So I would highly recommend you choose it. So, but I do want to talk about something else because we've got a co-creation coming up, but the Choosing Happiness podcast got to pay the bills. So we got to take a moment for our sponsor. That would be Mandu, the electrocution workout. And what exactly is that? Well, it's not actually electrocution, but if you watch this little 1-minute commercial with yours truly in it, you'll get more information. So thank you very much. We'll be right back.
Mandu is a boutique fitness studio concept, and we are actually the first FDA cleared EMS training workout. And what we do essentially is that we will have a client come in, we will hook them up to a whole body EMS suit, and then we perform a workout on a medical grade device called an eFit device. And that device will send an electrical current to their body through electrodes in these suits that we put on them. And this electrical current is just basically stimulating the electrical current that you already have inside your body. So everybody is made up of electrical impulses. It's what helps you walk, helps you move. We're tapping into that and making it stimulate it more to where we can cause a muscle to actually contract involuntarily. So we can actually create resistance without adding a load to the body. So that is why we, as you see online, it always says ultra low impact. It is scientifically proven. It is absolutely ultra low impact.
And we're back with the fabulous Julie Tuton, the Sparkle Lady. And the crowd goes wild. Yeah, there she is. We're so excited. We was talking about Julie's fabulous book, Beauty in the Breakup. And there's so much more to that. And I love this lady so much that I had to bring her to Nashville, y'all. It hadn't happened yet. You got an opportunity here. Unless you're watching this after we've done the classes. And then I'm sorry. You're late. You're late to the party. But while he's talking, you're not late. It is January 10th, 2024. And Julie, what is it that we're planning on doing together? Because I understand you got personal, or you got the light. I don't know what it is. The go. You got the permission, the green light to facilitate one of the fabulous body processes that I'm sure none of you are interested in. Could you talk a little bit about it, please?
Are you talking about the energetic facelift?
Oh, well,
that's the body process.
That is the body process.
There's a specialty class that I got approved for called Reverse Aging Naturally.
That's the one.
And it's pretty awesome. I've done it as a series of Zoom calls, but doing it in person, I think, is going to be a whole different ballgame. So I'm coming to Nashville, and we're going to do that, and then back to back with an energetic facelift class, which I think will be far more potent after going to the Reverse Aging Naturally.
All right. So yeah, because in a way, aren't you preparing your body for the other, in a way? Or is that what you're thinking? I don't know.
Well, like there's the body and there's the being, right? So a lot of our points of view.
What do you mean, Julie? What do you mean there's a body and the being? Cut it in half? Plain.
Well, there's you, who thinks and does all this stuff. And then there's your body who's like, all right, now what are you going to do with me? So all the points of view that you have about your body help create your body, or not create, maybe destroy it a little bit, or create the aging and olding in your body. And so the Reverse Aging Naturally is tools and processes to change our points of view and change the way we age so that we can reverse age if that's what we choose. A lot of people think, well, yeah, of course I'm choosing that, but no, they're not. They say they want to,
right?
And want means to lack, which means they think it's a fantasy and it's not possible.
Yeah, that it's not obtainable, which is so funny. Yeah, I mean,
and it is.
I hear people say, and I'm sure you've never heard this, Julie, where they go, well, of course, by the time I my knees blow out and blah, blah, blah. And I've had, everybody in my family gets breast cancer. So of course, I'm going to get it too. I mean, they've already concluded how their body's going to fall apart and die, And so you don't have to choose that.
And many of us aren't aware that we even have those points of view. And then there's like deeper and deeper and deeper ones. So getting together in a group of people where we ask specific questions targeted to that unseen, unacknowledged, hidden in the way, way, way back of the closet points of view, it changes and exponentializes the possibility for youthful, generative, energetic living in your body.
I like the sound of that. I'm signing up. Well, I already have. We'll have the links for you guys to do that. In fact, I'm going to tell you the dates right now because I know y'all are itching with a pencil in your hand, right? Yes, we're going to be, we're going to start March 15 with a meet and greet. So y'all get to meet the fabulous Julie Tuton in person. And we're going to do a bars trade for those of you that can facilitate, or not facilitate, but have taken a bars class. You can be facilitating also. That's up to you. But if you've taken a bars class, then you'll be able to do the bars trade. If not, you can still come and meet Julie. Say howdy. Are there prerequisites for this, for these classes? I know there
are no prerequisites for any of the classes. So whether you've taken anything or not, you can come. Anybody can come, no matter what age.
For reverse aging, correct? So reverse aging
or facelift. There's no prereqs.
Oh my goddess, that's right. I forgot.
You can take facelift before bars.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Giddy up. Who knew? And what I love about facelift is
it's not a beginning class. Like you might think, I don't have any prereqs, but it's not a beginning class. This process, the facelift, is amazing. And I've been playing with it for 20 years. And the way I just actually had a facelift class last weekend, and it is way different than it used to be. It's evolved, and learning how to run the energies. And even if you've taken a facelift class before, it's different now. And some of what I bring to it is my whole experience of Access, and how to actually get out of the way and allow the energies to run in a bigger way. Mm-hmm. So I love sharing that, and I'd love it for you to come.
You know, you're correct about it changing so much. I remember when I first took the 2-3 day bodies so that I could start facilitating other body processes. And I wanted to be a facelift facilitator. And so I finally taught my first class in 2012. And the book has not only changed, but the energetics have changed tremendously. I taught one other, I think the last one I taught was in 2020. And then I did a 3-day with Heather Nichols at the Castle about this time last year, actually, which is so funny. And again, I mean, she actually did a facelift on one of the participants. And energetically, again, it was like, I don't know what's going on. The elementals or the quantum entanglements are getting more involved, or we're more willing to receive. And it was incredible because she was facilitating on one person, but everybody got a facelift in the class. It was like we all were plugged in somehow.
Yeah. And they keep adding to the energies that are included in the facelift, so it's not a static thing.
Right.
It's awesome.
So, what's the most amazing thing you've seen from teaching a facelift class? Like with one of the participants, or?
Well, I always do before and after photos. And there's, I do before and after each of the sessions, so we see a progression. And it's quite amazing to look at photos, and sure, you see, lines and discoloration and stuff change, but you also see the being showing up more. Like it's like, oh my God, the person comes in and they're like this, and they leave and they're like this. You have to experience it. And it grows from there. You don't shrink back. It grows from there. It becomes your new set point.
Right. I just had a facelift done on me. When was that? Not even a week ago. I try to trade once or twice a week. And so I was trading with a friend, and she just wanted bars from me. So I ran the bars, Access bars. And then, and she goes, "What does your body want?" I'm like, "Facelift." I was like, damn, that was loud. It was like, my body knew what it wanted. And because, with facelift, well, you'll know if you come and take the class, y'all. It sounds interesting. Okay, so it's facelift, but your whole body gets lifted in a way. I was going through this sinus infection, and was asking for what process could help me with that, and facelift popped up. But it isn't just the energies for that. It's MTVSS, and I mean, there's a myriad of them. There's like 30 other processes you are running at the same time. So anything else that your body could be desiring or requiring just shows up because it knows what it's going to receive from the actual session. I mean,
I was just looking for, here we go. It may not show up on this, but this is a picture of me and my son when he was a little kid, and then me 2 years ago. And
wow.
Like, talk about reverse aging. He's now 23.
Oh my goddess.
He's now 23 and grown, and I look younger and younger. So it's actually a thing. You can reverse age. And yet it's not about looking picture perfect and not having any wrinkles. It's really about having ease and grace with your body and creating it as you truly desire. Not trying to be plastic and, push and fight to defy aging.
I see it like it's a co-creation, because you're finally an allowance of your body, and then it gives you permission to relax.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, I know when I was younger, I was like, oh, if I could just da da da. And then I look at pictures when I was younger, and I was like, damn, girl, what you complaining about?
Right? I know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
We get implanted with so much bullshit. But, oh, did I say that out loud? I did, didn't I? Shut up, girl. You don't, yes. Anyway, I'm back. All right, well, so the invitation, you guys, we do an intro, or not intro, we do a bars trade. You get to meet the lovely Julie. That's March 15th in the evening. I'll have the link, so you'll click to get all the information. But then on March 16th, we'll do the one-day reverse aging body process class. Can hardly wait. And on the 17th of March, facelift. And then, I don't know, we might go do some karaoke. I haven't decided yet. But
It's St. Patrick's, isn't it?
oh, is it? Oh, well, then we'll have to do something.
Is the 17th? I can't remember.
I don't know. You know what? Talk amongst yourself. I'll go take a look at my calendar and see what it is. That's so funny. Are you Irish?
No.
Okay. I'm not either.
But March 17th?
Oh, you know what? I know. I'm going to ask my assistant. Hold on.
I go. It's one of those.
When is St. Patrick's Day this year? March 17th. Girl, you own it. So it's on Sunday, March 17th, 2024. So if there's any leprechauns out there that want to join us, by all means. We're going to be celebrating on Sunday, and we'll probably go drink some green champagne or beer or whatever it is y'all are into. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just go with it. We'll just go with the glow.
That sounds fun.
It's going to be too much fun, girl.
Yeah, and maybe I'll bring some sparkly jewels for people to play with at the meet and greet.
So it's like you pulled it out of my brain. I was getting ready to say, and tell them a little bit about this other. I was going to say side hustle, but it's kind of like I don't think anything you do is on the side. I think
it all blends together. I'm a jeweler and an energy worker, so I combine the energies of the gemstones to create what I call elixir jewelry. So it really nurtures and contributes to your body, your being, your finances, your relationships. And I do gemstone readings and tap into you and find out which stones will be a contribution to you. And then I can do custom pieces for that.
So, yes. So, of course, we have to also have information for people to get together with you. And you do this online on Zoom or something?
I do it on Zoom or in person. I've done some expos. It's really fun. Like, it doesn't have to take a long time because we're quick, we're intuitive, we can read the energy. And oftentimes I just get this image in my head of something when I see a person. So it's like my body, my awareness knows. So I'm like, try this on.
That's how I am with my essential oil line, because I have custom blends I make for people as well. So I totally get it. I'm an alchemist when it comes to, I'll read the body and go, oh, you need me. The body goes, yes, please. So we put it all together. Yeah, fun stuff. All right. Well, now I could talk to you all day now. But before I let you go, I know my listeners are just dying to know, because it is called the Choosing Happiness podcast. For those of you know, I think I just pulled up Spanish somehow. I think Portuguese is lowercase and Spanish is uppercase. I don't remember. But anyway, it speaks 8 languages. It is called the Choosing Happiness podcast. Shameless plug again. And so I'm sure everybody would like to know how you get your happy on, or maybe you got a suggestion on how to keep your happy and the stuff. What would you tell our listeners?
Well, this year I've chosen 3 words for the year, but one of them is pleasure. So what would bring me pleasure today? Like, what a great question. What would bring me pleasure today?
I like it. I might add that to my repertoire. All right, buddy, what would bring me pleasure today?
I know. It's almost like a dirty word.
Dirty girl. Well, pleasure could be eating the most perfect strawberry.
Yes.
Or, feeling the wind against your face.
Yes.
Or my cat, oh my goodness, my cat. She's been very
It's
neat.
all
She's
clear.
very furry, but it's very cold here. That's why I have my fur coat, because sometimes I have to put it on while I'm sitting at my desk. So she's like,
I'll bring my fur coat
you're gonna need it, girl.
in March.
Well, I don't know. By that time in March, I'm not sure, but we've had snow in March, and then we've had 70-degree weather in March. So Nashville's a little schizophrenic because we're between the mountains. So we got to play that one by ear.
I'm excited. I've never been.
Girl, what? We gonna
I
get
know.
you a cowboy hat, maybe some boots.
Yes.
Yes. I got the places. I got the touristy places, but I can also take you to the places because I am a personal dresser as well. So I can definitely hook you up. So all the things. So y'all, this is a big invitation. If it speaks to you, reach out to either one of us. I'll make sure to have all the links to where you can find us. Happy to answer any questions. Make it a party. Bring some of your friends. Bring your family. Get your family to learn facelift. Y'all be running on each other. Can you imagine with reverse aging? It would be like, did you see the Joneses lately? Man, they look like children. I don't know. Just talk about it. I know, I'm silly. I'm very immature, and that's what keeps me thriving and striving here. So all the things. Well, thank you so much for being my guest again for the third time. She's a glutton for punishment, but he handles it well. And as I said, if y'all are enjoying these conversations, you hit the subscribe button and you will be pinged. In other words, you'll get a notice that it's happening, so you can watch all the episodes. If you know someone that this could speak to or could be a contribution to, I would sure would appreciate it if you would share with them. And if you have any comments about this conversation, or you'd like to know about some other things, I read all the comments. I'm that person. I do. Can't help it. So thank you again, Julie. You're a doll. I'm so
Thank
looking forward to
you.
squeezing your sweet body and playing with the jewels, with your sparkly things. Until next time, y'all. Ciao, ciao for now from the Happiness Lady and from Julie. Woohoo!
Bye.
Thank you so much for choosing happiness. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe, share, and give us a like. And if you want more happy, subscribe to the Choosing Happiness membership, where you can play directly with me, Rudrani Devi, the Happiness Lady. How does it get any better than that?